And welcome to the 19th hole. I'm JackYes-Sir! And I am joined by a man who is clearly on the breakthrough of receiving some sort of Nobel Prize in the area of science, because this is a man who has just opened up the Roger Right There Golf Institute and Educational Center for Learning and Science. And Roger, what a week at the Academy. Well, it's been a great week, Jack. Of course, I'm an expert. I'm right there. I've always been there, and this week has been a culmination of a life's work, Jack, a quest, and we've got a new addition, the Cybromyalgics laboratory and testing facility at the Roger Right There Golfing and Institute for academies of golfers and their ability to improve. Of course, it's the study of the midstream urine, and I believe that it's a field that has not been discovered and has not been utilized for the game and for the ability of the players to maximize their potential right there. Well, we've got a lot of people out there in the golfing world who talk the talk, but not Roger Right There. Goes on record every week with his knowledge, his wisdom, and his findings. And we're going to test you, Raj. We did it a couple of weeks ago with your own work on the book, but here we go. Toby, can I just get the sample? Okay, this is your first urine sample, and I don't know what your do you check color? Just take us through your process. Well, basically, Jack, what I'm doing straight away, I'm looking at this this midstream urine. Of course, I'm analyzing the color and something I like to term as the cup. And a lot of people are going to be very familiar with this. If you've ever had wine, you're looking at the hue. It's like a horseshoe shape. And of course, I've adapted this with my Cybromyalgics study at the Academy and the Institute for Golfing Excellence, and I'm seeing a cup there, and that tells me that this player was very capable around the greens, and I've got a feeling that I might be able to narrow this down. So, are you happy with the color? The color is fantastic. Obviously, we're dealing here with a person that was possibly slightly dehydrated, but obviously very well nutritionalized, and somebody who was at the top of their game. This goes into a test tube. It runs through a lab. It gets shaken. It gets put into a petri dish. No. It's just deposited straight into the glass directly from the organ, and that's the best way to analyze this. With the studies that I've done, of course, I'm an expert, and I was right there. Okay, well, we need to find out. I know who this is, but you don't, so you can try and. Okay, so I'm orally the midstream urine is fresh. Of course, it has a little spice to it, but the findings are going to be in the taste and in the tannin when it hits the front of my mouth and the back of my tongue right there. Okay. Okay. Thank you, Toby. Okay, so we've got a very good golfer here, and I'm getting hints of saddlebag. I'm getting a very powerful, very powerful. I'm getting a bok choy, a green leaf, and I'm getting a lot of energy and power. We're dealing here with one of the world's best, Jack. What we've got here is a Chinese Taipei. We got a Chinese Taipei golfer, and just on the tip of my tongue, I've got it's estrogen overload. Yeah. Well, and I've got the very obvious situation here is that we're dealing with Cybromyalgics right there. That's midstream urine of an LPGA player, and of course, Jack, you sneaky bugger, you've picked one of the best in the game. Of course, Yanni Seng. I've just sampled the midstream urine of. I have to say, Roger, we tried to. We were talking earlier with the boys, and I said, "Well, what are we going to do?" And someone said, "Let's throw Roger off by giving him a USL PGA urine sample, because we did say PGA, but we did not specifically identify that we were going to give you one of the tour players anyway.
Fantastic, Jack. Of course,
well done.
I know Yanni well, and of course now I feel like I know her even more, and and right there it's.
And Yanni, I know you're watching. We're going to download all the data for you, and it's going to be online. We're going to pop it out to you in an email as well. If you're out there and you want your urine sampled by Roger, you're part of the family. You're part of the 19th hole family. It's a commitment that we have and Roger has to golfing excellence, golfing perfection, golfing imperfection, and this is going to be something that we'll do all year. You can send in your urine samples. Roger will test them. Be prepared for some blunt analysis, though, please. And
absolutely, Jack. And one thing I want to say is part of the Roger right there Golfing Academy and Institute for Excellence and Potential Solutions is I'm going to be releasing a home kit, a home brew kit, if you will. And what I hope to do there is to provide you at home with the ability to analyze your urine and your playing partner's urine, and the basis of that and the most prominent finding and tip that I can offer you now is to focus on the midstream.
Yeah,
it has to be the midstream, and that's the main. Because
the very beginning of the urine flow can
it's all waste.
Can have some sort of other fluid deficiency
within it,
where the urethra must be flushed completely clean, and there can be all sorts of anomalies placed into the greater sphere of the bell curve. And you're telling me off camera that anything outside 2 standard deviations of the mean is a waste of time.
Jack, I'm right there. I'm an expert. I appreciate your enthusiasm, but of course there is a life's work here. We're not going to cover it now. Of course, this is Cybromyalgics. It's finally entered the golfing arena.
Cybromyalgics.
The midstream urine, and it's right there. And we'll be back in just a few moments.
Thank you. And welcome back. We have one more sample for you to take a look at, Raj.
Please, Jack.
Toby, and this is exhibit number 2. So if you could just take a good look at that. And Toby, are we getting that on camera? Is that going to be clear? Because there's an anomaly here, and I don't know whether it's being picked up on the screen or not. But there you go. Take a look.
Okay. Well, Jack, of course, Cybromyalgics, it's a study, as you know. And the first thing that I can see here is that there is a red discoloration atop the what I like to call the body of the midstream urine.
What does that mean, Roger, for those people out there who are very interested in the cybromyalgics of this particular science?
Well, of course, what it means is that there is a problem. There is a type of blockage that this golfer has, possibly just at the moment. May not be a permanent thing. And I don't know about you, Jack, but I can. There is an overwhelming stale smell that I can pick up.
Yeah, I'm picking it up from here as well. It does. It's funky, and it's a real danger. It's musky, and it's kind of like a horrible. If you've ever wandered into a room and found a dog that has passed away after several days lying on soaking wet carpet, it's very, very similar to that.
Okay, so I need to obviously sample this very soon, of course. Otherwise, it's not going to be valid. And I can see here, just educating you, Jack, you can see, well, the cup. The cup is very small. So this golfer is going through something right there, and I'll just get right into it. Okay. Well, we've got a significant problem here, and Jack, if you can just take that away from me.
Sure, Toby. Thanks a lot there.
Of course.
Nice work, Toby.
Okay, straight up, we're dealing with a significant blockage here of a male golfer, of course, circumcised, That's a fact. And the situation here is that there is I tasted some leather that had gone past its date, and of course there is a little bit of blood which I could taste,
and you could see it too on the meniscus.
And I believe that was floating above the midstream body. And of course, Jack, of course, I understand what's taking place here. You've managed to coerce Tiger into your sampling studio, and I've just confirmed that that was the urine of Tiger Woods. Of course, from a very recent time, Jack, I guess you crossed paths with Tiger at Jack's memorial, and dare I say it, that was the midstream urine after the 44 on the back nine.
That's right.
And that's very fresh in my mouth, and of course, this is a short-term issue, which I believe you at home won't see the full ramifications of, because this can be medicated, it can be stretched out, and of course with appropriate instruction and analysis, Tiger should be okay come Marion.
Well, that's the USPGA, sorry, the U.S. Open. That's going to be very, very exciting. I have to say, Tiger Woods, you know, blood in the urine, and Rogers identified it, and it's a 44. It's a reflection of the body suffering, the mind crying out, and the scores being very, very similar to an issue that is not being addressed.
He's not well, Jack. He's not well, and despite the daylight gap he's opened up in the FedEx Cup, and he's returned to the #1 position on the roost, if you will. I'm not sure that we've seen the true year of golf, which is ahead.
Well, Tiger Woods, for goodness sake, you've been very helpful in giving us your urine sample. You didn't quite know what it was for.
Thank you, Tiger.
I pretended I was a drug official, and he had no idea what that meant. But anyway, testing, and so I got the sample. But Tiger, you know, the Institute is not just for the family of the 19th hole. It's for every USA PGA professional, all the way down to the European Tour, to come and get help from Roger right there.
Absolutely, Jack. I'm here. I'm an expert. I'm right there. And the Cybromyalgics is it's alive and well. And if you're at home, I expect you to learn a lot from what's coming up. And we thank you for being here today. And Jack, thank you for your efforts. Of course, extracting midstream urine from some of the leading golfers in the world is not easy. And I thank you for your challenge. And I believe I rose to it. And as usual, Jack, I'm right there.
Well, the Yanni sang was a priceless moment of sheer brilliance and excellence. And I want to say one thing before we say goodbye to you. You know what? I'm thinking a Nobel Prize, because this is amazing.
Please.
No,
please
stop it. Take care. Good golfing.
Right there.